नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमम्
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां
देवीं सरस्वतीं
सरस्वती
व्यासां
व्यासाम्
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
अभद्रेषु
नित्यां भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत
भगवत
सेवया
सेवया
भगवते उत्तम श्लोके
भगवते उत्तम श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
कृष्णाय
कृष्णाय
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
देवकीनन्दनाय च
देवकी
नन्दनाय च
नन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो
नमः।
नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 8, text number 16. Pramanam andakosasya abha.
Sorry, Prabhu, you are muted.
How it got muted? Pramanam andakosasya भया भयंतरा भेदता महात्मा चनुचरितम् वर्णाश्रमा विनिश्चया प्रमाणम् अंधकोशस्य भया भयानंतरा भेदता महात्मा चनुचरितम् वर्णाश्रमा विनिश्चया परमाना अंधकोशस्य भया भयांतरा भेदता महात्मा चनुचरिताम् वर्णाश्रमा विनिश्चया. Synonymous. We read synonymous or we directly do the translation?
We will let the, if anybody wants to recite, they can recite the verse and then we can read the synonyms.
Yeah, please chat.
प्रमाणम् अंधकोशस्य भय्याभ्यन्तरभेदतः महतां चानुचरितं वर्णाश्रमविनिश्चया.
प्रमाणमन्दकुशय भायाभ्यन्तरभेदतः महतं चनुचरितं वर्णसमविनिश्चय.
प्रमाणम् अन्धकोशस्य भयाभयान्तरभेदता महतां चानुचरितं वर्णाश्रमविनिश्चय. हरे कृष्ण.
प्रमाणमन्दकोशस्य वायभयन्तरवेदतः महातं चनुचरितं वर्णाश्रमविनिश्चय. हरे कृष्ण.
Anyone else? Okay.
Hare Krishna. Ramanam andhakushaya bhaya bhayantara vedata mahatmano chanu charitam varnasrama vinishchaya. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So we'll do the synonymous. Paramanam, extent and measurement. Andhakosasya, of the universe. Bhaya, outer space. Abhayantara, inner space. Bhedata, by division of. Mahatam, of the great souls. Cha, also. Anucharitam, character and activities. Varna, caste. Ashrama, orders of life. Vinishchaya, specifically describe. Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Also, please describe the inner and outer space of the universe by specific divisions, as well as the character and activities of the great souls, and also the characteristics of the different classifications of the caste and orders of social life. Purport. Maharaja Parikshit is a typical devotee of Lord Krishna, and as such, he is anxious to know the complete significance of the creation of the Lord. He wants to know the inner and outer space of the universal form. It is quite fitting for the real searcher of knowledge to know all about this. Those who are of the opinion that the devotees of the Lord are satisfied with mere sentiments can find in the inquiries of Maharaja Parikshit good lessons as to how inquisitive a pure devotee is to know things in their true perfection. The modern scientist is unable to know about the inner space of the universal horizon, and what to speak of the space which covers the universe. Maharaja Parikshit is not satisfied with only material knowledge. He is inquisitive about the character and activities of the great souls, the devotees of the Lord. The glories of the Lord and the glories of his devotees combined together comprise the complete knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna showed his mother the complete universal creation within his mouth, while she, completely charmed by her son, wanted to look inside the mouth of the Lord just to see how much earth the child has eaten. By the grace of the Lord, the devotees are able to see everything in the universe within the mouth of the Lord. The very idea of the scientific divisions of 4 classes of human society and 4 orders of life is also inquired about herewith, on the basis of individual personal quality. The 4 divisions are exactly like the 4 divisions of one's personal body. The parts and parcels of the body are non-different from the body, but by themselves they are only parts. That is the significance of the whole scientific system of 4 castes and 4 social orders. The value of such scientific divisions of human society can be asserted only in terms of the proportionate development of divisional service to the Lord. Any person employed in government service, including the president, is a part and parcel of the entire government. Everyone is a government servant, but no one is the government himself. That is the position of all living entities in the government of the Supreme Lord. No one can artificially claim the supreme position of the Lord, but everyone is meant to serve the purpose of the Supreme Whole. Om Ajnanatirmandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yene Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Satpitam Yene Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadikam. Namam Vishwamada Krishna Prishna Bhutale Srimata Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Deshatarine Nama Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratesva Namaha Panchatatvakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakam Nimi Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshware Varshabhano Sude Devi Pramami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Also, please describe the inner and outer space of the universe by specific divisions, as well as the character and activities of the great souls, and also the characteristics of the different classifications of the caste and orders of social life. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is asking questions, to Sukadeva Goswami. In a series, he asks actually in total 26 questions. So one of the question is this. So where, as from here we can see how a devotee is not a mere practicing his spiritual life on mere by sentiment or by fanatism, which most of the general mass of the people try to do. But in ISKCON especially, and any pure devotees who are really interested in spiritual life, they're always very inquisitive. So that's why Lord Krishna said that 4 types of people come to me. So one of them is inquisitive and a jnani. So these people are very inquisitive and they know the truth. They try to know the absolute truth. They just not like for some part-time spiritual knowledge, but a complete knowledge. So we can see from here how Parikshit Maharaj is inquisitive to know not only about Lord Krishna and what he is supposed to do at the time of, what is his duty at the time of death, but also he's asking about, how the cosmos is there, what is the inner space and what is the outer space. Can we imagine just, person who is on the deathbed is asking about this. Why? Because he wants to know everything and anything about the Lord and his creation. The Lord creation, material nature is also, energy of the Lord. So we can see from Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna said that this is my inferior energy. So that's why Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know how this creation has been done. And from here we can also see, where people believe that, this, people just merely on sentiment, they just, practice this. Or Prabhupada also used to say, there was an article, where last time it was said, people in ISKCON are just joining because they don't have any other work to do. They don't have any other important work to do. That's why they just sit and chant and just dance. That's what they do. But, when Prabhupada was explaining, so one lady was coming. So one lady and one old couple came to meet Prabhupada. So they said, okay, I'm asking him, my husband, to chant. So, no, sorry, this was an article published in the newspaper where a wife is asking her husband to say chant, and the husband is saying can't. So it is not mere sentiment or, just some, or not even a fanatism where we say, okay, this is the only way, there is no other way. We accept as a Vaishnava, we respect everybody, but we also understand that, okay, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then we try to preach this message to everybody. And whoever is interested and whoever is willing to accept this message, we are able to give more and more information to them. But at the same time, if whoever is not interested, we respect them and keep a distance with them. So likewise, so as it is there, so how the creation is taken place. See, basically, it's very important for a devotee. That's why even in Srimad Bhagavatam, the creation and the sub-creation has been explained. Because a devotee is supposed to know everything. Prabhupada used to say, like, everybody should know everything. Everything means everything, including cooking, cleaning, everything. How to do kirtan, how to give lectures, everything. Prabhupada wanted for all of us to know everything. And especially the people who are giving lectures and preaching, who are very much involved in preaching. So he said, okay, they should know everything about how this creation and everything, because you never know, you come across, you go across people. That's why Prabhupada used to say, send his devotees and say, okay, go and get the intellectual people to come and discuss with me. So that's why he used to go, all his disciples used to go and get professors, scientists, big personalities to come and talk to Prabhupada. And there he used to preach about how this creation, if a scientist was, he used to talk about creation, how this creation is part and parcel of the Lord, is energy of the Lord Shri Krishna. So from there we can see, and so that otherwise a scientist is basically, most of the scientists are atheists. They believe just everything emanated from a Big Bang theory, or everything just evaluated by itself. But we can also always see, Prabhupada always said, life comes from life. And even in Jesus, even in Bible, it is said, man is an image of the Supreme Lord. So we can see all these things. So, but because of the only material education, no spiritual education, people tend to go think in their own way, which is not going to help them, neither to the people who are listening to them. So here we can see how a devotee should be inquisitive. Prabhupada also mentioned, like, how inquisitive a pure devotee is to know things in their true perfection. So that's why it's important for us to know the things as they are. And also, like, I actually in this part, so Maharaj Parikshit also wants not only material knowledge, material energy, wants to know, he also wants to know about the character and characteristics, activities of the great souls, the devotees of the Lord. He doesn't want to know only about the Lord. He wanted to know about the Lord, but at the same time, he also wanted to know about his devotees, how they used to worship him, how they used to be interacting with him, what are their activities. That's why, like, Bhagavad Gita also is like, pure devotee is correct, things are very different. How he sleeps, how he walks, how he talks, all these things are different than a normal materialistic person. So that's why Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know, so that he can learn from examples. We have to learn from examples. So Prabhupada used to always, it's like, we believe in ISKCON, we believe Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. From the scriptures we learn, and we follow the acharyas, and we follow our Guru's instructions. That's why we are never wrong. That's why we are never wrong, because we follow these three things. So here Parikshit Maharaj is also saying that I want to know about the devotees also, about the characters and their activities, how they used to interact with the Lord. That's why this whole Bhagavatam is not only about the Lord and his pastimes, but also mostly, if you see, about the devotees, how they used to love God. Because Bhagavad Gita teaches us who is God and who are we. Bhagavatam teaches us how to love God by various examples of us very, very great devotees. Bhagavatam is filled of those stories. So like that, and so it's very interesting to know about these pastimes of his devotees. Like, we get mesmerized when we hear about the pastimes of the Lord and his devotees. So just I'll take one of the example, which is related to a pure devotee and Bhagavatam. So as we know, Srinivas Acharya, so he was a son of Chaitanya Das. So at a very young age, so by birth, he's being a very pure devotee. So he wanted to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. So he said, okay, then who can teach me better than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself? So I'll go to him and learn Bhagavatam. So to learn Bhagavatam means you need to have a copy of it. In those days, we didn't have a book, neither internet, where we can just show, okay, this is the Bhagavatam, please teach me. So they have to go and actually take a pure Brahmana, and then wherever the copy of the Bhagavatam is, they have to manually write. A Brahmana has to write it. He has to pay and get a copy of that Bhagavatam. So he spent some months to giving a Brahmana and getting it written, and then it was in Navadip. Okay, he was in Navadip. So he got the copy from a Brahmana. He was carrying on his head, because from Navadip he has to travel now Jagannath Puri, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. So he was carrying on his head all the way, and then he comes to Jagannath Puri, and then he says that, outside of the house of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a lot of crowd. And he says, okay, what is happening here? Is my Lord doing some pastime here? So many people has come here. So then he goes and he asks, okay, what is happening here? Why so many people are crowded? Oh, you don't know? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone inside his room and he's locked himself and he's ending his pastimes now. He's going to end his pastimes in this world. He says, what? Oh, my Lord is ending the pastimes? If my Lord is ending the pastimes, from whom I will learn Srimad Bhagavatam? How can I learn Srimad Bhagavatam? Oh, my life is gone. I should commit suicide. Without Bhagavatam, how can I learn the message of the God, how to love God? So I will end my life. He was thinking, propagating in this way. He was so, he was almost in shock, complete shock. So then he was there, just staying there in his half-conscious mood in the night while he was sleeping. So as being a pure devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his dream and he said, okay, don't worry, I ended my pastimes, but you go to my associate, Gadadhar Pandit. So he will teach you. He's not different from me, so he will teach you. Go to him. Okay. So then he gets, and he wakes up in the morning, he gets some relief. Oh, I should go to Gadadhar Pandit and learn from him. So then he goes to Gadadhar Pandit and he says, okay, my Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed me that I should come to you to learn Srimad Bhagavatam, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has ended his pastimes. So he said, okay, he was very hesitant to teach, but as Srinivas Acharya was very determined, so he pleaded. Then ultimately Gadadhar Pandit agrees. So he said, okay, where is the copy? Okay, here is a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then as he started to talk about Bhagavatam, and as Gadadhar Pandit was also remorse by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ending his pastimes, he was very much, in that deep mood of loss of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he is reading Srimad Bhagavatam and he's remembering all the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, so as soon as he started reading, so tears started flowing from his eyes. Continuously tears were flowing from his eyes. And then with that, what was happening? Whatever written on the Bhagavatam, because on those days, they used to take a leaf plum and some ink, and with that, they used to write it. And Gadadhar Pandit, as he was crying, with his eye drops, all the ink was fading away and the Bhagavatam getting washed away. So then after some time, he realized, oh, this Bhagavatam is not of any use now, because it is washed away. So I'm so sorry, I got lost in the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you need to get another copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, as Srinivas Acharya being very determined, he said, no problem, I'll go. He goes again to Navadip Dham, again appoints a Brahmana, and again makes a copy of it, again carries on his head from Navadip Dham again to Puri. And then he comes, and then he says, he comes to Gadadhar Pandit's house, and he says, okay, and he also sees some people there. He says, what happened? Why there are people here? He said, you don't know? Gadadhar Pandit has gone back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, what? Gadadhar Pandit has left the world? Oh, my life is finished.
It.
Gadadhar Pandit has gone. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone. Who is going to teach me now Srimad Bhagavatam? I'm gone. I'm dead. I have to commit. This time I have to surely commit suicide. This is not good. I'm just no use. I have no qualification. That's why they're not able to teach me. So like that, he was thinking about himself, how he is not qualified and everything. So, as he was remorse and very sad. So as Gadadhar Pandit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understand he is being a devotee, so in his dream he comes and Gadadhar Pandit instructs him that, okay, you go to Vrindavan. You go to Vrindavan, there you will meet Jiva Goswami. Okay. There you will meet Jiva Goswami, and then he will teach you Bhagavatam there. Okay. So you go there and he will teach you. So then he carries all the way Bhagavatam on his head from Puri to Vrindavan. There he goes. There in Radha Damodar temple. I think Radha Govindji temple. Advaita Acharya. I think Advaita Acharya was one more. He Gadadhar Pandit sends to Vrindavan. He says, okay, he sends him to Radha Govindji temple or Radha Damodar temple. So there he says, okay, I think I'm not remembering now. So either Advaita Acharya or one of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only, he will teach you Srimad Bhagavatam there. So he carries all the way Srimad Bhagavatam on his head, and he goes as soon as he goes there and he sees, oh, there also a lot of people are there. So he said, what happened? Okay, maybe Advaitacharya or I think Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, he said he also left and his pastimes are ended. So he said, oh no, so everybody left. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, Gadadhar Pandit left, Nityananda Prabhu left. So who's going to teach me Bhagavatam? So he at the time in Vrindavan outside the temple, he's just lying in a half conscious mood, in kind of almost in a coma. So he's lying there and he's just saying, okay, how can I learn this Srimad Bhagavatam? Without learning Srimad Bhagavatam, how can I understand, Lord Krishna, his pastimes, his devotees? How can I learn? How can I become a pure devotee without learning Srimad Bhagavatam? So then he was in a mesmerized condition, so like in an unconscious condition. So, but in the night, Jiva Goswami is being given instruction by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, okay, you go to this temple. Outside of the temple, in the back of this temple, there is a devotee who's lying there in a half-conscious mood. He wanted to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, I instruct you to teach him Srimad Bhagavatam, and later on ask him also to take Diksha from Bhatta Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Diksha from him. So then, in the morning, Jiva Goswami goes and he sees in the back of the temple, there is actually a person lying there in a half-conscious mood. So then he wakes him up and says, okay, what happened? I want to learn. So he tells him, okay, you come with me. I will take care of you. So then he takes him in his small hut where he was staying, Jiva Goswami was staying, and then he takes him there, and then he makes him sit, and after giving him some food or anything, making him rest. So once he gets better, he says, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed me to teach you Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, really? You are going to teach me Srimad Bhagavatam? His life comes back as soon as so then he learns actually Srimad Bhagavatam from Jiva Goswami, and initially later on takes Diksha from Gopal Bhatta Goswami. That's how. So from here, why I said, because it is a story of a devotee and it is of Srimad Bhagavatam. How Srinivas Acharya was so much inquisitive and so much determined to study Bhagavatam. So now, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are getting everything ready-made. The so-called platform called ISKCON, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are getting it. So we can see how earlier devotees used to struggle even for little information. How association of the devotees, so many things, we are getting everything by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We have got this so nice platform. So we should be very, very grateful and be very much determined to serve Srila Prabhupada. And as Parishit Maharaj further says in the shloka, about the Varnashrama Dharma. So Varnashrama Dharma, is says from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. It is by Guna, the four divisions, the four societies and classes of the men are like by the gunas, not by birth. So as because the Lord has scientific, like very, very organizedly, he created these divisions. He created these divisions so that people can follow everything in properly, because everybody should, that point of time when the Chatur Varnashrama was working in the society. So we could see in the past times of like how Lord Ramachandra used to rule over the whole earth. It was so called the best time. It was called Ram Rajya, Ram Rajya. So everybody was so happy. So there was no trouble at all. Like how Mother Narayan was saying, even if somebody wants to die, if they want to die, then only they used to die. Otherwise, if they don't want to die, they do not used to die, and everything. So it was so nice there. So everything was working because of the this Varnashrama Dharma. Everybody, the Brahmanas were very qualified. The Kshatriyas were always protecting, and taking care of the subordinates, and Vaishyas were producing and getting everything in order, protecting cows, and Shudras were working all the higher societies of the class, and in return they were getting the mercy from the higher society, the blessings from the higher society. So that's how it was there. But later on, especially as it was, even in India, where it was more prominent, but later on, as Kali Yuga started, when Brahmana started falling down, so then everything, instead of by guna, it became by birth, and that's a fall down of it. So that's why even in India, we could hardly see Varnashrama Dharma has been there, practiced in India. So that's why Prabhupada also wanted in ISKCON, so that to establish, Varnashrama Dharma. So he wanted that Varnashrama Dharma to be established. So that's why he established some farm communities. He wanted people to stay away from the cities who are not interested, who are not preaching and everything. He wanted to establish in the farm communities and establish this Varnashrama Dharma. So, and actually there is one in Hungary, I believe, in Europe, there is one village, whole village, they are following this Varnashrama Dharma. Everybody is so, all the devotees and everything, they are there, and they are following this. So we can see, because why Varnashrama Dharma? Because it was established by the Lord himself, so it is by the order of the Lord. So as Prabhupada has very nicely explained, so if somebody is working in a government, he is a part of that government. He himself doesn't become a government, but whereas some people who want some name, fame, and money, so they proclaim that I am that government, I am that Supreme Lord. So and all this, and by birth, everything. So all these things came into picture, and the Varnashrama Dharma was completely shattered. But as it was mentioned, even now, like as we can see, if we talk to our grandparents, they always used to find that older days were always, like golden days. Because now, as so much of advancement and so much of development is happening, but people are becoming lesser and lesser happy. The advancement and this development is supposed to make us happy, right? This like, so much of development, it was never ever there was a time where, we could actually see people on a computer, or even computer didn't exist. We could talk to people, or we could even go to space, like so many other things, development. things were there. But people, even then, that time, those, like, they were so much happy. This economic development is of no use until unless it is teaching us how to serve God, the Supreme Lord. Until unless the center is Supreme Lord, it has no value. No. If there are so many, there may be hundreds of zeros. If there is no one to it, it has no value. Likewise, how much our economic development, how much our this advancement we do, and we could see by so much of an advancement, so many wars are already there. So many wars are going on. That is the economic development. That's what Prabhupada said. Right? Like, everybody will keep fighting. That's what it's always said. Like, this Kali Yuga is full of temporary hypocrisy. There will be always hypocrites. There will be always, and it's full of misery. There will always be fighting. Dukhale ashwastam. It is all, the people will always be suffering. There is nothing called good place here. Only, associating of devotees and practicing spiritual life and going back to God, that is the only purpose, for this human being in this material life. So we have to accept that, and we can learn from Maharaj Parikshit how he was inquisitive of so many things. 26 questions is asking one by one, and so deep. He's not thinking, oh, I'm going to die, so why should I even bother about learning all these things? I should be learning only what is important for me. What is really, really value to me? No, he said, no, I want to know everything. It doesn't matter, how much of time it takes. So I'm ready. I'm ready to, without eating and sleeping, continuously hearing from you. If you are able to tell me. So from this wonderful devotee, Parikshit Maharaj, we can see how we have to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why it's very important for us. And inquisitiveness, devotees is always inquisitive, because he always thinks that I'm Dasanudas, I'm the Lord of the Lord. There's always some things for me to learn. There's always some things for me to learn. How can I improve more and more? So that's how. So thank you so much. So I'll stop here. If you have any questions, comments, or anything to add, please feel free to do so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Wonderful class. Thank you very much. Yes, we are always inquisitive, asking, knowing everything. A lot of things about this Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. There's no end for that. Right? So whatever we know, what is, keep on listening to this.
Yeah.
A very nice thing. Yeah. The more and more we go away, like he was going for Chaitanya Prabhu, and then other Prabhu, and then he was kept on trying. See,
Yes.
he didn't leave that inquisitiveness, and he didn't leave that. He kept on trying. So that's what I am doing nowadays, listening everyday class. But how much I'm getting, it was very little. I am not able to grasp that much.
No, it is not that, the Lord Krishna always sees the endeavor, and, so it is not, because there is a story, right, in this, like, we always try to measure ourselves, oh, I'm progressing on. So it is always, so there was a story, an old person, he had some place to be cleaned. So he had a broken pot, but it is full of dirt. And then, so he tells his grandson, okay, why don't you, he wanted to clean that pot, but he could not clean it, So, but he says, okay, don't worry, you take this pot and go and fetch water from the river, nearby river, and clean this place. So he says, okay, I will do that. So he goes and fetches water in that pot and then keeps running while on the way coming, as there was a hole, broken pot. So water used to drip out. And then by the time he used to come, nothing used to be there.
Yeah, I heard.
So then he keeps going, repeating these things. So he gets frustrated and then he says, okay, I cannot do this. I'm so sorry. I'm not able to serve you properly. He says, don't worry. You already did it. What I really wanted. See the pot now is completely clean. So we don't know. It is by the mercy of the Lord. So how he actually wants to give us his mercy. The only thing is that we need to keep on enduring it.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu, for talking about Srinivasa. We hear the story again and again. That
Yeah.
That shows like the importance of reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and which is none different from Krishna. And they have to do so much hardship just to get Bhagavatam, and we got everything now in hand, but due to our sinful activities, due to our sinful past, sinful life, we don't have the taste for Bhagavatam. So, by hearing it again and again, that come into our mind that we really need to get into Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, to be closer to Krishna, because they're none different from Krishna. And also, I heard that, like from one devotee, were telling, at least we have to remember some verses, not some verses, even one verses, even you cannot remember one verses, at least only half of the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, and
Yeah.
and it's so important, to recite Srimad Bhagavatam, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah. There is actually a story of that. Like, my Guru Maharaj said once, like, this husband and wife were there. So the husband was not very inquisitive, so to read Bhagavad Gita. The wife was there. So wife, so wife just read, the half verse of the Bhagavad Gita. It says, Kim Tad Brahma, Kim Adhyatma, Kim Purushottama. I believe in this in the 10th chapter or 11th chapter, first verses. Kim Tad Brahma, Kim Tad Adhyatma, Kim Karma Purushottama. So this is a half verse only. And she chants, and then with faith, full faith, and then she dies. And actually she gets liberation. The husband is very shocked. How she's getting liberation? She doesn't know any verses. She didn't even do any yagyas or pujas. I did so many things. No, I'm not getting it. She got it. Because she chanted Bhagavad Gita verse, even half of it, with faith. So she got liberation.
It's true.
Okay. Thank you so much for
Thank you very
joining.
much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Speak about Varnashram, and the olden days was olden is golden. Olden days is golden actually. I really think also like that. Nowadays no one wants to be a like farmer or anything. Everybody wants to be like engineer, computer engineer, doctor. Sometimes I think like, then who will grow vegetables and how can we like eat? And no one, I don't know, think about that thing.
यहाँ पे रख सकते हैं शायद. ऑल्टर नहीं ना, वो उधर ही रखने के लिए बोला है. बाहर उधर होने के बाद उधर रखने के लिए बोला. Yes, Mataji. That's what even I think. Yeah. And we could see, I always compare when I was child, how things were and how things are now. Now we could see every kid is, always we used to go out and play so much. Now every
Yes.
kid is at home only sitting on gadgets. And at a young age, 3-4 years itself, they're getting specs. So many
Yes,
things.
Prabhu.
So,
Yeah.
so that is the advancement of our society.
Yeah, and also we can like approach people by seeing them, calling them, talk to them, but we don't have real peace actually.
No, that's to see earlier days when there was in a family, when there was, some anniversary or any birthday or any big function, like anything. So people used to visit homes and then they used to wish them, and congratulate them or anything. Now, because of this WhatsApp, so everybody is just sending a message on the WhatsApp. I said, yeah, I wished it. My job is done. So there is a family group in that they will just send one message. Yeah, that's it. So what else you do more? This is the advancement. Facebook, WhatsApp has taken our personal space. So they are our real friends.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Namaha.
हरे कृष्ण। Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.